Rejoice, all you pervert Slaanesh enjoyers, your time has come. Slaanesh has been confirmed as one of the 3 factions getting an update in the next DLC. We don't know what the other 2 are yet, but they recently dropped a dev blog, so prepare to blow your load as I divulge the info all over your stupid face about the new Legendary Lord and a couple of new units coming for Slaanesh. So starting with the new Legendary Lord, it's this sexy snake lady, Dechala the Denied One. She's got 6 arms, 6 swords, and a serpentine form. Here's what the CA dev bro had to say about her.
What can you tell us about her? Who is she and how does she play?
Yeah, so she's shrouded in mystery a little bit. She has been marked by Slaanesh, leaving her severely mutated, shedding her previous form, with her being right now a snake-like creature with many arms, and in each one holding a deadly sword, leaving devastation across the battlefield. She's gonna play much in the theme of Slaanesh, of speed and damage and destruction. So she's gonna be able to quickly get in and out of battle, leaving bodies and devastation behind her. Also able to flank on the battlefield very efficiently, and in that sense, she's gonna be a very versatile and deadly warrior.
So a very nice new looking Legendary Lord for Slaanesh, very much in the usual vein of fast and I assume damage dealer. I wonder if she'll be a little bit more tanky than say Nakari, as she does have some armor on half of her, I guess. Apparently though, she is half possessed elf, half serpent, so we should probably try to do something about that. We don't need more elves in the game, let's be honest. As for her abilities and stuff, we'll have to see. I imagine she'll have some big damage dealing. In tabletop, she does have an elixir of damnation, which mutates its victims, leaving them in the grip of pain and ecstasy, unable to oppose Dechala. So the wiki tells me. That sounds like it could be a pin or a snare of some kind to either slow down an enemy or pin them in place, which does sound like a very snaky thing to do. And then of course you can unload your damage dealing and chop their fucking eyes off. And as for campaign, CA DevBro had this to say.
So we've tried to be faithful to what Dechala is and represent her as such in the game, and she is the leader of one of the most fiercest warbands under Slaanesh's followers, and that's the Tormentors. The Tormentors roam around the world and leave destruction in their wake in their search for excess, in their search for the better life for themselves, and that applies the most to Dechala. She wants the best pleasures and feelings for herself. She wants the best experience for her own life, and for that reason she uses her powers to dominate the opponents around her and to dominate the enemies that she manages to defeat across the world. These subjugated enemies help the Tormentors and Dechala live their opulent lives that they've used to, and we're going to try to reproduce exactly this in terms of the destruction that she causes, the effects that she applies to settlements around the world, and how she uses her enemies for her own gains and her own benefits.
So not a lot to go on there. She sounds kind of similar to Nakari in some ways, but he did mention roaming the world a couple of times, so she might have some kind of mechanic that allows her to fast travel around the world, allowing you to play on different parts of the map. They also mentioned while she's somewhat similar to Nakari, Nakari is more about seduction, whereas she's going to be a bit more forceful, but there was also mention of elixirs and such, so she might still have some kind of vassally system, but it'll work a little differently. So that's Dechala the Denied One. They also mentioned a free LC Lord, which maybe is going to be Slaanesh as well. Next, we have a new unit, the Champion of Slaanesh. It kind of looks like a hero or a generic lord, but it's actually just a normal unit, so a single entity, assumedly. Here's what CA Dev Bro said about it.
One of the units, it's called the Champion of Slaanesh. The Champion of Slaanesh looks very much like Dechala. He is a snake-like creature with also many hands, but not as many as she has. The Champions of Slaanesh are known to be one of the most fiercest chosen warriors for Slaanesh that deal a lot of damage and destruction, much similar to Dechala, but not in the same scale, of course. They have multiple hands, each hand armed with a weapon, a sword, and they will circle around the battlefield in support and deal a ton of damage wherever they go.
So, single entity damage dealer. He does mention support at the end there, so maybe it's going to be somewhat in a support role as well with some support abilities. If not, then honestly it's going to be kind of in a similar vein to the Keeper of Secrets, just a fast damage dealer, and thus the unit won't really add anything to the roster, so hopefully they do something different with it. And another new unit coming, this time a cavalry, the Pleasure Seekers. Go, DevBro!
So another unit that we're planning to introduce are the Pleasure Seekers. They're a demonic cavalry, which present a demonette on a demonic steed. The demonic steed will provide the necessary speed and additional power that the demonettes don't quite have right now. So they're going to be incredibly punchy in battle, going into encounters quick and leaving them with the same speed, dealing a lot of damage in their wake and moving into different places efficiently. They're going to be efficient in flanking, they're going to be efficient in charges, they're going to be an all-rounder quick unit for people to enjoy.
So honestly, the way he put that, it makes them sound like every other demonic Slaanesh cavalry, or like me, fast and good at hitting hard from the back, but will go down quickly. So hopefully this isn't just a cavalry that's exactly the same as ones they already have, just a little bit better and more expensive perhaps, but hopefully they'll offer something new, like being more heavily armored. Most of the demon cavalry for Slaanesh has like 15 armor, so it just gets crunched so quickly, so having a bit more staying power would offer something different. Looking at the size of them in this mod, they'll probably be a monstrous cavalry, so they'll be a bit heavier, but then that might push them into the realm of being the same as fiends, so who knows, we'll see. So that's all the info we have so far on anything new in terms of DLC. Getting this news though, it tells us that the DLC is maybe a month or two away, and honestly, Slaanesh is probably the most predictable faction that we expected in the next DLC. The other two is anybody's guess. Maybe it's vampires, maybe it's Bretonnia, maybe it's Norska. We'll have to wait and see, but I will of course let you know anything I can as soon as I can. Otherwise, more news at 10. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the future.